Let's talk a little bit about one of many ways of making decisions as a group. This one's called ranked choice. And it's actually in use in political settings, but I find that it's very helpful in group settings, in particular if you have a very large group. And so this might be a large group of educators, community members, learners, or a wide mixture. But it comes down to some pretty simple things that are easy to do and kind of fun to do. And that is that if you have, in this example, 5 options, you give a group of participants a collection of 5 sticky notes that are 5 different colors, so everybody has the same 5 colors, and they simply stack those up representing their rank of choice. So the top note is their first choice, the next note underneath that would be the next choice, etc. And they stack them up so that you can't see what the next one is, partially for the suspense of it all, and then place them on the wall. So there's a diagram here that shows what that might look like. Maybe one option only gets one number one choice, and other ones get 3, 4, 5 choices. And if we were just doing majority rules, we would say, well, one of these options got 8, and therefore that's our winner. And that's the traditional way of doing things, and hopefully we can think a little bit differently, because what that means is that only a little more than 30% of the people chose that. And is that really the right choice for the whole group? So the simple thing that you do is you take that option that had the fewest, in this case, only one person selected that. You peel away that top one, and you see what the next color is. And that then reveals their second choice. And so the idea is that you then simply move that over to whatever color choice that was. And now in this setting, you'll see the example here is now we have a tie. So we went from majority rules to, oops, now we have a tie because we respected a person's second choice. And so again, you go through removing the sticky notes from the next smallest number. In this case, there were 4 people who chose otherwise. And so we pull off their sticky notes to see what happens. And inevitably, there will be some variation in the distribution. So we move those again to the lines of other selections still remaining. Now we're down to only 3 options remaining. And we're getting to the point that we have a simple majority, but that still only represents 44% of the participants in this example. And is that really the best way to move forward? We're still less than a simple majority have chosen that as their first or second option. So again, go through the process of what's the next least ranked option and pull off the cards. And at this point, you're likely to find quite a few variations. And so it's important to go down to the colors that still remain in play here. And again, redistribute them. And in this example, you'll see, well, now we're at a point where we have still that simple majority, but not everyone, or not a clear majority, has kind of established that choice. So one last time, reveal. We probably, at this point, really find quite a few examples that are not aligned with that, or no longer in play. And so, but it's possible to quickly get to a supermajority. And it's also possible, as you begin to shuffle these last few options, which are likely to represent people's second and third choices, and sometimes even their fourth choice, that it turns out that a significant majority, or nearly all, have identified a preference for one particular option. But it's also possible that there's one or several participants who didn't even identify that as their fourth or fifth choice. And so I think it's important not only to say, wow, look, we have a supermajority or nearly all invested in this outcome. It's one of their first, second, or third options. But there will be some people who are not in that location. So reaching out to them becomes the remaining work that group needs to make as a group of decision makers. So hopefully this is a fun way to find your way through a challenge and to respect the input from a wide spectrum of your group and community.